Ayton spoke to the media in LA earlier this week. The former #1 overall pick hopes to fill a major need for the purple and gold at that center position, which has him eager to team up with Luka and LeBron.
They both averaged about 9 assists over their career span, and just the type of players they create with their teammates. They turn them into superstars, and they make them bigger than their roles and make them very important on the floor as well. And just seeing that and finally getting the chance to go in and experience that would be big for me, and just get me back to my full form how I used to play, and just coming up and just being a part of the finals is those playmakers that I'm used to having around me that's leading to win.
Okay, so we know the center position was obviously a huge need. The Lakers tried to fulfill it at the trade deadline. That fell through. They do it with DeAndre Ayton. They also re-sign Jackson Hayes. David, when you take a look at the expectations in Los Angeles, based on what they did in free agency, what is a fair and realistic place for them to be in 2025?
Honestly, the fair place is for them to be kind of where they were last year. I don't see this team leapfrogging back to where they were in terms of the standings, being in the top 4, having home court advantage in the first round. But I do see them having a similar first-round exit this year than they had last year. There are just so many teams in the West I think are just quite frankly better than them. OKC, Houston, Denver, Minnesota. That's 4 already. I think the Clippers are better than them. I think they still have holes defensively. I think they still could use another big behind Ayton. I'm not sure if Hayes is necessarily that guy. The only thing to me that would change the ceiling and how we look at this team is if Luka Doncic comes out and is top 3 player in the league, top 5 player, MVP like Luka Doncic, all-world type player, and we see the same guy that carried the Dallas Mavericks to the finals. If we get that guy, that raises the level of the ceiling for this Lakers team. But from what we have seen so far and just adding DeAndre Ayton, I see a very similar exit to them than I saw last season.
Wendy, you've got the same 4 or 5 teams that are ahead of the Lakers in the West right now?
Yeah, so for the first time in 23 years, a team that has LeBron James on it, the main focus of the team is not LeBron. When he was a rookie, he was the main focus. 10th year, 17th year, 22nd year, he was the focus. That's not the case. And so for the Lakers to rise above where they were last year, you're not expecting it to come from LeBron. LeBron was a second-team All-NBA player as a 40-year-old. That's not going to increase. What you're looking for is Luka. The team is building around Luka. Its major offseason focus is not Ayton, it's not LeBron, it's not Jake LaRavia, it's getting Luka into a contract. And the focus for the 25-26 season is Luka. If he can be great, that's how they elevate. Now, we're going to get a sneak peek of this because coming up in August, Luka is playing for the Slovenian national team in the European Championships. This is regarded as the most intense basketball tournament in the world. He won it like 6 or so years ago. It's the greatest accomplishment of his basketball career, is leading little Slovenia to the Eurobasket Championship. We're going to get an idea of where Luka is physically and where he is mentally. We're going to be able to watch him in August and September, and we're going to have a better idea then of what the Lakers are going to be. I know what LeBron James is going to be. He's going to report in shape, ready to play, ready to produce. He's probably going to average 25, 7, and 7 because that's who he is. But that is not enough to elevate the Lakers for more than what they were. Luka winning an MVP, which is something that we have really thought was going to happen for the last couple of years, but hasn't, that takes the Lakers to the next level.
And we know JJ Redick will be watching that closely. The comments about everybody showing up in shape felt kind of pointed towards one player in particular. I want to stay in the state of California here. The Warriors haven't done anything. Only team right now in the NBA to not make a singular move in free agency. We're in this weird holding pattern. Are they going to trade Jonathan Kuminga? Will it be a sign and trade? Whatever it is. Wendy, what do you make of the Warriors' lack of moves so far?
I make nothing of it. First of all, the Warriors made one of the biggest trades of last season when they acquired Jimmy Butler for really a quality in terms of assets out, bringing him in. I know it was overshadowed that week by Luka getting traded, but Jimmy Butler, when that team was healthy before Steph got hurt, was very potent down the stretch of the season. So let's not forget that they have Jimmy Butler. Secondly, I expect them to make a couple of signings in the near future. I think they are very strongly in position to potentially sign Al Horford. They're also in potentially a strong candidate to sign D'Anthony Melton, who would be adding depth to their wing. And they have the #1 free agent really left on the market in restricted free agent Jonathan Kuminga. They're going to do something with him. They are either going to re-sign him or they're going to sign and trade him for something. So the Warriors are going to be doing things between now and when the season starts. Kuminga's situation may not resolve itself for a while, but they're going to benefit from that, either getting assets back for him or keeping him. Do not stress about the Warriors. They are a very strong team. They are in excellent position. They are certainly not the favorites to win anything, but they are going to be a potent team. Complaining that they haven't actually done anything yet is frankly shallow thinking.
All right, we'll leave it here. Wendy says, do not stress if you are a Warriors fan. Just sit tight.
Brian Windhorst, it's time for a Windy Watch. What's going on in Phoenix?
Well, this is some good news for the Suns. They are locking Devin Booker into a 2-year contract extension at about $145 million. That's right. It'll be the largest contract extension in average annual salary in NBA history, nudging out Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's that he signed last week. Now, I just want to point something out. This new contract is for starting 3 years from now. In 2029 and in 2030, $70 million will be somewhat routine for top players in the NBA, just to get you past your shock value.
Yeah, that's good news for players in the NBA. What about Denver? What's going on with Jokic and the Nuggets?
This did not get done. So Jokic was offered a 3-year contract extension by the Nuggets. He turned it down. This is not a stunner to the Nuggets. Their owner, Josh Kroenke, said a couple of weeks ago that they would offer it and he would expect him to turn it down. The reason he turned it down is because if he waits until next year, he can lock in an additional year and an additional $77 million. But it's never great news when your franchise player says no to an extension.
Tim McMahon, what do you think about what's going on in Denver? Could we be looking at Jokic on a different team at some point?
I mean, listen, you never say never, and I know people are going to, the Photoshop folks are going to have him in a Lakers uniform, maybe a Heat uniform. We can talk Clippers, so on and so forth. The simple fact of the matter, though, is I don't believe that Nikola Jokic is looking around and considering other possibilities. This is a pure financial play. As Wendy said, there's 77 million reasons for him not to sign this extension right now.
That is an awful lot of reasons, and that makes an awful lot of sense. Wendy, one more. What updates do you have for us on LeBron and the Lakers?
None. There is none.
Right.
There is no communication really between the Lakers and LeBron. He has picked up his option. The Lakers are expecting to see him in the fall. LeBron and his camp are still watching the Lakers off-season. But I can't emphasize this enough, Dan. The Lakers' primary objective this offseason is not LeBron. It is Luka Doncic. He can sign a contract extension of up to 4 years starting on August 2nd, although I suspect his decision will come much later than that. That is their primary thing. LeBron is now being treated as a 1-year player in the Lakers, for better or worse.
Tim, is this it? Like this last year for LeBron on the Lakers?
I mean, it feels like the last